You're scrolling through breaking news at 2 a.m., reading headlines about sudden military standoffs and aggressive tariffs, and your brain floods with that familiar wave of anxiety. To your exhausted mind, it looks like reckless, unhinged chaos. But this isn't diplomatic failure. It's a calculated psychological tactic called the Madman Theory, where leaders deliberately cultivate an image of being unpredictable and irrational to force concessions from adversaries. Here's what happens inside your brain when you witness this strategic chaos in action. The uncertainty and fear alter your decision making calculus, keeping you off balance and unsure of what comes next. Traditional diplomacy operates like chess: predictable moves, calculated responses, clear rules of engagement. But when a leader deliberately projects volatility through sudden threats or erratic social media posts, it shatters that entire framework. The aim is to make adversaries believe that escalation, including war or even nuclear confrontation, is possible, thereby forcing concessions. Your mind, which craves patterns and safety, suddenly can't map out if this, then that scenarios anymore. You're no longer thinking, how do we win this negotiation? You're asking, how do we avoid triggering something catastrophic? That shift from strategic thinking to damage control is the psychological leverage this tactic creates. Loss aversion explains why this strategy devastates world leaders. We feel losing something far more intensely than gaining something of equal value. When you inflate stakes to catastrophic levels, nuclear war, economic collapse, you're exploiting this bias directly. A leader facing these artificially inflated risks stops calculating how to maximize their position and starts obsessing over how to prevent worst-case scenarios. Their rational optimization collapses into pure damage control. Under these conditions, the paralysis sets in. Any aggressive move feels too dangerous to attempt because the potential loss looms so much larger than any potential gain. The leader projecting chaos doesn't need actual unpredictability. Just making opponents believe catastrophic loss is real enough that restraint becomes the only rational choice. When you think about forcing concessions by making adversaries believe escalation is possible, do you find this calculated unpredictability brilliant or dangerously destabilizing? Comment your thoughts below. Drop your answer in the comments below. Now, let's explore what this constant psychological pressure does to your brain when you're just trying to live your life. Your nervous system wasn't built for endless cycles of manufactured uncertainty. Under constant psychological pressure, your body stays locked in hypervigilance, perpetually scanning for danger and treating every headline as a catastrophe. This chronic exhaustion isn't simple mental fatigue. It is your body being actively depleted by the impossible task of distinguishing real risks from strategic manipulation. You aren't drained because you are weak. You are exhausted because your brain is trying to process a threat landscape explicitly engineered to be unprocessable. Modern militaries now treat human cognition as a sixth domain of warfare, alongside land, sea, air, cyber, and space. Through cognitive warfare, strategic threats and conflicting headlines aren't just theater. They are active psychological operations designed to shape your behavior and polarize society without kinetic force. Your brain is the battlefield. By weaponizing disinformation and media saturation, this strategy forces your mind into constant cognitive overload. The ultimate goal isn't to convince you of a specific viewpoint, but to completely exhaust your capacity for rational analysis until you either disengage entirely or react purely on emotion. You have every right to protect your mental space from this strategic manipulation. The contemporary media environment constantly cycles through real-time threats, leaving your nervous system exhausted from processing an environment engineered to be unshared. Stepping back from this cycle isn't political disengagement, it's psychological self-preservation. Your brain wasn't designed for this level of cognitive warfare, and you are allowed to choose when to engage. The brilliance of strategic chaos lies in making you forget you have that choice. Subscribe for more psychology breakdowns and comment below on the next topic you want to see.